friend Mary here, who's going to be talking about
intimate partner violence, better known as domestic violence.
So let's go. Okay, so before we begin, we'll quickly go over what intimate partner violence is. It's physical abuse, so hitting, punching, slapping. It's psychological and emotional abuse, so making fun of someone, calling them names, humiliating them in public, and it's sexual abuse. You can find a more extensive list by going to this website, so check that out. So Mary, it's estimated that 25% of women in the United States have been victims of violence or abuse sometime in their life. Do you think that's accurate? Because I'm a little skeptical of that number.
Intimate partner violence is one of the most underreported crimes in this country. The statistics that we have just don't even come close to what experts think is actually happening. The truth is that it happens a lot. It happens way more than you would think, and it affects millions of people at all ages.
All ages and all genders, right? For example, 1 in 6 women have experienced an attempted or completed rape, but so have 1 in 33 men. That's not super high, but it is still a pretty solid number.
A lot of people don't realize that men have a really high chance of being a victim of rape. People tend to think that it just doesn't happen, it's only a women's issue, and it's really not.
But I'm pretty safe from this, right? I mean, I don't go out walking alone at night, and I don't really go home with strangers ever, so I'm pretty safe, yeah?
Most people are not victimized by a complete stranger or an acquaintance, someone that they just met. Usually it's by someone that they've known for a while.
Someone you've known for a while who gets really drunk, and then things get out of control, and then BAM! Violence.
It definitely exacerbates the problem when people's judgment becomes impaired. Alcohol and drugs do contribute to the problem, but they're not the real cause of it.
So then, what is the real cause?
Intimate partner violence is caused by the need to have control over someone else. You may have heard of the cycle of power and control in abusive relationships. It's where the abuser feels that for whatever reason that they need to control their partner, and they go through this whole cycle of controlling them and then apologizing and over and over again until the person being abused is so broken down that they can't see their life without that other person in it, even though they are being abused.
Some part of them must like it, though. For them to stay, they gotta like getting beat up on just a little bit. Otherwise, they would leave.
Nobody likes being hit. In an abusive relationship, you're being controlled, and you can't leave. You can't see yourself out of that relationship because of the psychological, emotional, verbal, physical, financial abuse. It's not just one thing that's going on in these relationships. Otherwise, people would just walk away.
Well, I think they should leave. And in fact, that's what I tell them. I tell them, just leave, or at least fight back if you can't leave. I mean, I definitely fight back. This is not something that I would ever let happen to.
These are some of the things that you don't want to say to a friend or loved one when they tell you that they're in an abusive relationship. It doesn't help their feeling of being alone and isolated and controlled. It just makes them want to go back to their abuser and kind of solidifies in their mind that this person who's abusing me is right and no one really gets it and is going to be there for me. And you're completely judging what they're going through. They just need you to listen and be there for them in any way that they come to you for.
But I want them to leave. I want them to get out of this relationship. I know it's hurting them. I see it hurting them. So what can I do? How do I get them to leave? How do I get them to safety? What do I say? What do I do? What can I do?
Honestly, you just need to listen to them. And then if they want to leave, they will come to you for it.
If you're in an abusive relationship or know someone who is in an abusive relationship, you can call the National Domestic Violence Hotline. You can also check their website out online at thehotline.org. They have a ton of information. They also have a link to a list right on the homepage that tells you what you can do to help a friend. If you've been a victim, check out victim advocacy programs. A lot of cities have them. A lot of campuses have them. It's free. You will get a person who's on your side. Remember, this is not your fault, and you are not alone. There are a ton of resources at your disposal. If your abuser has access to your computer, I suggest looking at the resources in a public location, such as a computer at a library, so they won't be able to look at your search history. I've also got links and phone numbers to the National Dating Abuse Hotline and the National Child Abuse Hotline in the description, so check that out. That's it for this video. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks for the next Wake Up Wednesday video. Also, it's Pi Day, so happy Pi Day 3.14, 1569. I don't think that's right, but yes, happy Pi Day. Bye, everybody.